right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in NorCal Sports Network. Doggone it, I was just watching the Dodger game. Bases loaded, 3-0, tie game, bottom of the ninth, and the Angels don't get it done. The guy comes back to strike him out. Second pitch, the 3-1 count was inside. It was a ball. Should have been a walk. Game over. But anyway, we're here talking about the Padres and the Giants. And, man, yeah, I'm a Giants fan. You know what? But, I put the winning team's gear on, except for the Dodgers. And the way the Giants are playing, hey, I'll tell you what. If the Giants lose the rest of this homestand every game, I will wear a Dodgers hat when the Giants lose to the Dodgers. Mark it down. If the Giants go 0-9 on this homestand, I will be so pissed off that I will be forced to put a Dodger hat on. I'm telling you, this team, Lou, good night. Good night. This team sucks big time. Let us thank our sponsor of the show first before we drill the Giants. Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in California. Give Chapman Law Group a call for all your legal needs. Got a personal injury situation? Chapman Law Group, the place to call. The call's free. The consultation's free. What are you waiting for if you got a personal injury? Don't settle with an insurance company without speaking to Chapman Law Group. 415-613-9483. Let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. Lou, this is an embarrassment. They've got what, in the last 4 games? How many runs? 1 or 2? 4? I don't know. What the heck? I'm not even counting anymore. My goodness.
Hey, Dan, one thing is you got to remember they did win the first game of the homestand, so they can't go 0-9. So if they go 1-8, will you still wear a Dodger hat?
I will. 1-8. That
All
would
right.
be it. Yeah, I forgot that. It's been such a long time since
I know.
watched
It
them do
seems
anything.
like it was last week, right?
I forgot they won.
Yeah.
Yep, Philip, you said put Schmidt in the 2-hole. That's right. You did. I was saying it at one point, too. I thought, why not? Put Casey there, too. Good call, Philip. He went 4 for 5 tonight. He was definitely, in fact, why don't we just get to the stars of the game quickly, Lou, because not a lot to talk about here. So give us your 3 stars.
You can have the honors since your boy had such a big night.
All right. Well, let me start with the 3rd star tonight. I'll go backwards, as we like to do, since this team is ass backwards anyway as well. So might as well. Number 3 star. Jeez, where can I go? How about?
You can always do what I do, take one from the other team, because I know it's pretty tough.
Yeah, I try to take one from the Giants. So if I have to be say something stupid, I'll just say it. How about number 3?
Dominic, keeping the streak alive?
Yeah, Dominic Smith. There you go. Thank you. 1 for 1, keeps his hitting streak alive at 15 with a pinch hit. But let's just keep pinch hitting him. Don't put him in the lineup. We don't want any guys that actually might get a few hits. Number 2 star, I'll go with Flores, even though he's the slowest guy I've ever seen in my life. Base hit down the left field line, and he's, he would have been out from here to Sunday if he tried to stretch it.
Way to pinch run there, Melvin. Good job. Good managing.
And obviously, number 1 star tonight goes to Casey Schmidt, 4 for 5, raises his average up to 254. And Matt Chapman is at 229. So he is 25 points ahead of Chapman. And yeah, I'm gonna drill down on that because I just think too many people gave me too much crap when I said Schmidt's a better hitter than Chapman. And Adames. Johnny says he hates Adames. Yeah, I mean, he's pathetic. And Bailey, another. Even the announcers have mentioned it. That's the fourth called strike 3 in the last 2 nights for Bailey. I mean, these aren't. You got 2 strikes on you, and there's balls coming right. I mean, the whole ball's in the square. I mean, my goodness, I can't even make up jokes about this team. What a joke. Give us your thoughts, Lou.
Sure. I'm going to do, I'll do my number 3 star is going to be, I'm going to say Cortez. I thought he got out of that first inning and he controlled the game. At one time, he retired 11 straight batters. I thought it was very, very smooth for a guy, third time off a layoff, basically. Giants had no chance. They couldn't control anything. They weren't even sure what was coming along. So he's my number 3 star. My number 2 star got to be Schmidt. Imagine how bad it would have been without Schmidt. They would have only had 6 hits. So I got to give him credit. He's my number 2 star. My number 1, you don't see this too often, but we talk about Giants players going the opposite way. I've never seen a guy go oppo for a double off the wall and then hit one out oppo. And that's, of course, Mr. Jackson Muro, and stud. You know, that's something the Giants don't know. You know, the big difference between the Giants and the Padres. Padres actually have hitters. Giants have swingers. And I think the best part about tonight's game is the MLB Network had the game on, and I didn't have to listen to the 2 knuckleheads. So I'm getting sick and tired of Crook and Kipe because they're starting to put stuff up. But I got to listen to a great broadcast by the Padres. And, you know, the better team won again. And, you know, it's getting bad. This is now, 1-12 at home.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, the Dodgers just went down in the 10th, 1-2-3. So the Angels
runner
at second. They can bunt him over and bring the infield in, little blooper or sack fly, and the Padres and Dodgers will be all tied up. We're going to be down in San Diego, Lou, next Thursday, and we'll spend Friday and Saturday when the Dodgers come into town.
It'll be rocking.
It's going to be wild. We might have a bunch of Dodger fans at the hotel.
Yeah, you never know. And I think it's going to be chaotic. And
I might have to bring this hat to the game.
Might be nice to see a first place team, don't you think, Dan?
Jeez, what a series is that going to be next weekend in San Diego with the Dodgers? I mean, they got 4 now. The Padres better not overlook the Giants next week.
Yeah, can't look ahead of the Giants, and then you got the Dodgers there. I don't know who do the Dodgers play before? Here, let me just take a look. Do they maybe have to go to Arizona or maybe Colorado, where their pitching staff might
Colorado's the worst place you want to go before a series. Let me see. I can pull it up right here, Lou. Next week, the games for that would be
they Tuesday. Go to Colorado for a 4-game series.
Who does? The Dodgers?
Well, the Dodgers here's the crazy part.
No, the Dodgers. Yeah, the Dodgers are at the Rockies while the Padres are at home against the Giants. That could wipe out the Dodgers' already depleted bullpen. I may have to do some cutting tonight. My fantasy team, daggone Alex Vessier, comes in and blows the save. I can't have a Dodger closer anyway. Jeez, I want him to blow it.
So the Dodgers at home for San Diego for 3. So it'll be a crazy weekend. Then they got to go to Colorado. Then they got to go to San Diego. Again, pretty tough. It doesn't matter. When you go to Colorado, you might as well just say my bullpen shot. But, they got 3 against San Diego, 4 against Colorado, and then they go to San Diego. It's going to be it'll be rocking. But, I thought tonight, like I said, the Giants are just free swingers. They don't do anything by a plan. The Dodgers, it was so funny because I don't know who you listen to. They talked about him saying, you know what? They're going to pitch him outside.
Oh, good
He's going to
bunt
go the
by
oppo again.
it's
And
Chase
boom,
Fair.
he did.
Oh, what a bunt this was. Will Smith tried to let it go foul, and it stayed right on the chalk line, and the batter beat it out. Now you got first and second, nobody out. Watch this replay. Here it is, guys. Watch this. Watch it land on the chalk.
How did the guy not go from second to third? He did. He did go to third.
Did.
Okay.
Did I say first and second? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Second and first and third, nobody out. Now, if the guy on first probably want to attempt a steal to take away the, there is no double play. You got to play infield in.
Yeah, you have to, because if he goes to second, they're going to intentionally walk. So I saw the first pitch of the strike.
Okay, this is something. We got a super chat here. We got a new one. Quinn Thomas, a Mets fan. I love it. I'm a Mets fan, but watch y'all's stuff. You're all very entertaining to watch. Chapman is putting up similar numbers to Brett Beatty, and Chapman is supposed to be a star. Laughing out. Yeah. Thank you, Quinn. Appreciate your comments. I'm glad you're watching. Yeah, it's pathetic the numbers Chapman puts up and gets $25 million a year to just basically go up there and either strike out or pop up, fly out. Rarely hits ground balls. He had 2 more Ks tonight, Chapman.
The Giants double figures again, 11 on the day.
Yeah, 11 Ks tonight.
Yeah,
wonderful. Okay,
10 yesterday and 15 the day before.
Okay, Joe Adell's at the plate right now for the Angels. It's 1-2. Runners first and second, nobody out. So we will see where this thing goes. Here, fly ball. Is it playable? Freeman chasing. No, it's out of play. So 1-2. So let's see what we got here. Go ahead, Lou.
No, I just think, the thing about the Giants, I know we were texting earlier, they just don't seem like they're into it. As soon as they go down, it's over, and it's just coming to a point now where, the Giants, I mean, come on, you have Fitzgerald starting in right because you have nobody else.
Oh, there's a base hit for the Angels. It hopped over third, the drawn in infield. The Angels walk off the Dodgers. And
that's 6 wins against them this year.
Dodgers are tied for first.
You know that? They have 6 wins against them this year.
The Angels do?
Yeah. They might go. I think if do they have a chance to win all 7 if they win tomorrow?
That's all they play.
Yeah, they play 7. Yeah. So they won the series yesterday and they won today. I mean, it shows you. But
wow.
But yeah, I thought today, the big problem, I'll get back since I was watching this game with the Giants is, I don't know, how could you describe it? It's just dead, and I thought the first inning was a whole entire sign of some of the season. And the reason why I didn't like Kruk and Kipe, they blame the wind. When I saw the Giants where they had the ball down the line, nobody called anybody off. I know it's probably Schmidt's thing, but Fitzgerald, I thought it was his ball. People just get in the way. And it almost happened again. And Schmidt made a great play to get it. But, that opened up the can of worms. It was an extra 18 pitches. And by the second inning, Ray was at 60. He was done because of that one stupidity play in the outfield. And, Fitzgerald, they're putting him there just because he's a right-hander. I'm sick and tired of that. The guy's played 2 games in the minors, and now you're sticking him in the majors? I mean, what the hell is this? We have no other person that can play right field?
Who's played 2 games you mean 2 games at right field?
Yeah, that's all Fitzgerald
I don't care about Fitzgerald playing out. He's played center field in the big leagues. You can play right field. If you play center field, you can play any corner position. The problem is they don't have anybody to actually come up and they don't have any bats. The Giants are a pathetic organization to watch. How much longer do you let this go on? Do you just let the bleeding go for another 40 games? Right now, they're 58-60, Lou. That means they've got 40. Wait, are they 58-60?
59-61.
Okay, 59-61.
42 games left.
So they've got 42 games left. Are you just going to ride the string and just let this? I mean, they look dead. They look dead. They look lifeless. They look flat. They don't look like they are into the game. To me, it appears that these players have just kind of given up. I mean, and the other thing, I gotta. Tomorrow's a day game. Why don't you sit Chapman? He's in a ice cold slump. Put Schmidt over third and put Koss at second, and give your offense a possibility. Put Dom Smith back in the lineup. Get rid of Wilmer. They should have got rid of Wilmer. Wilmer Flores, to me, is a useless player except to be a pinch hitter.
Were you surprised they didn't pitch run for him? I mean, it's 4-1. You have runners at first and second. You know if a base hit comes, you can't score. And that sort of changed the whole entire inning. You get the base hit after you pinch hit Smith, and he's barely at third. The guy, I mean, he would have been out 50 feet, but that's what a good manager does. He realized that base hit, he's not going to score. We got to pinch run. Why do you pinch run Smith? You already blew it, not pinch running Flores. You know, it doesn't matter if he's going to bat in the ninth. That's a big run. If he scores, the whole entire inning's different. Again, Melvin not figuring out. I thought it was a horrible move. They even talked about it saying, you know, Flores, God, he's so slow. Why didn't they pinch run for him? It made no sense. Dan.
Oh, yeah. Look, I forgot I hit the mute because I cleared my throat earlier. Look, I don't want to dog Wilmer Flores and say he's awful for this team. Why? Because they have the worst athletic team in baseball from what I can see. No speed, just boring as hell. Why not? You know, Wilmer Flores would be good on a championship contending team as a pinch hitter. You know, kind of like the dude from Boston in 2018. What was that guy's name? Chad, help me out. The big burly dude. He'd come in and pinch hit for the Red Sox. I can't even think of his name right now. But he would Moreland, that might have been it. There was one other guy, but Moreland was one of them. Yeah. Look, Flores on this team is taking up a spot. Mitch Moreland, thank you. He doesn't belong on this team because they need young speed and they're going nowhere. Steve Pearce, that's the other guy, Jeremy. That's who I was actually thinking of. Steve Pearce. Look.
And Dan, you know what? They probably got an offer. They probably got an offer for Flores, but the Giants, being so dumb, thinking they're still in it, probably said, no, we're going to keep him. We might need him.
You need a guy, really good team needs a guy like Flores to come off the bench. You know, a crappy team like the Giants, it's just like they're not going to – he's got to basically hit a home run for them to score. I mean – this is just Giants have struck out 38 times in the last 3 days, Justin says. Wow. I don't know, man. This is hard to watch. Every night gets to be the same.
And Dan, like I told you, fourth place is right around the corner. Arizona's right there.
Let's see what's going on here. Let me pull up the standings. Why don't we do that? Take a look. All right, I haven't even looked at them today, so we're gonna
better get ready to change those hats behind you.
May have to. We could. Okay. There they are. Giants. Oh my gosh, they're only a game. The Giants only have a 1-game lead on the Diamondbacks. Oh, wow. Let's check out the Giants in the wild card. Let's see how far back they've fallen. The Mets finally won tonight, so the Giants are 5 back of them, but really 6. Wait, no, they're 6. Wait. Oh, 5.5. That's right. So they're 6.5 back. Giants are 6.5 back. They're 6 in the loss column. Mets own the tiebreaker. Cincinnati hanging in there. Giants could finish at this point probably below the Marlins. Probably they fall back behind the Marlins and they again fall to the bottom tier of baseball. They would finish 11th in the National League. Wow. If they fall below the Marlins, they will be 11th. Right now, they're 9th. 9th. Look, guy, 5th largest market, haven't made the playoffs since 21, one other time in 2016. If you go back to 2015, this team's made the playoffs twice. 2015. That's 10 full seasons. This is the 11th.
I say it a lot. Since 2015, only one winning second half of the season. That's almost unbelievable. You can't even be you can't be at least one game over the second half of the season. They've only had one.
Yeah. I'm just pissed off that I'm going to lose money. You know, I thought for sure this team would win 80 plus. But you know what? I'm guilty. Just like others, I'm guilty of I bought a little bit into the preseason hype. All right. Everybody come up for a new name for this guy. Come here. Let's see. What are we going to call this guy?
The White Shadow.
How about if we call him Cal for Raleigh and Cal Bears? Hey, Cal. Come here, Cal. Come on, Cal. Come here, Cal. Your name's no longer Buster. We can't keep calling you Buster and have this.
He's falling asleep watching the Giants. He's faster than us.
We'll call him Cal. Hey, come on. Ichiro? Come on. I mean, I name the guy Buster. Now, Buster's gonna is Buster gonna lose his his stature?
We talked about it. You know, he's made a lot of bad decisions. You know, he's a great player, going to definitely be in the Hall of Fame. And but as an executive, you know, we'll give him 1 year.
I'll tell you what, he brings back Melvin for the 26 campaign. I'm going to go ballistic because that is going to be a disaster. Fuji Simeon, why not sit both Chapman and Adames tomorrow and get rest? And let Casey play third and Koss play short, their natural positions, play Fitzgerald. I like that idea. Look, when you got to do something desperate, you can't keep trotting out that dumpster fire of the left side of the infield that you're paying like $52 million a year for the next 5+ years. Man, I would blow this thing up, Lou. You know why I would blow it up in the offseason? I would blow it up because you have a chance to blow it up. If you wait another crappy year for both those guys, you'll be paying the entire
salary
contract to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Right now, you could get some prospects for them to a good team. A good team would love to have Chapman, and a good team would love to have Adames because they would contribute on a good team. But right now, these two guys are, before you had Devers, were the all-stars of this team. They were the expected all-stars. In fact, I see Dallas in the chat. I'm going to have Dallas come join us to.
And I'd love to hear what Bomo says this time. Bomo, is it just going to be the same? Well, yeah, and by the way, it's getting ridiculous against lefties. I mean, it is so depressing. We can bring up the little league lefty and we still can't hit. You know, we scored on a sacrifice fly. 2 of our hits tonight. One was a check swing down the line that didn't go foul, and the other one was another infield hit. I mean, we have another super chat.
All right, let's get that. Let's get to these super chats.
Quinn.
We got this one too. Adames and Chapman battling for the best average between them. Yes. Rob says Buster needs to start having conversation with Halberg about making him the interim manager at this point. Time to use the nuclear option. I think that's a great point. You want a interim manager. You got to shake this up, see what happens in the final 42 games. I mean,
you're not going anywhere. Why not?
Yeah. Why not try Dom Smith in right field, Rob says? You could do that. Well, okay, we got this one. And then besides Devers and Webb and Ray and Rodriguez, there's no one else on your all's roster. I would want the Mets to have. Exactly. We don't have anything that anybody wants. Hey, when is Rodriguez going to pitch again? He might not pitch until September if they have a save opportunity. They're not going to get any save opportunities in August, it looks like.
And he's going to be so flat.
Oh, yeah. All right, Dallas. I need
Man, that was just disgraceful.
We need Dallas to just like blow a gasket, like blow a piston, blow something. I
gotta go the same as Melvin. It's been a tough stretch. We're just not getting any breaks. Just a couple of millimeters on the bat, and we would be getting hits instead of outs. And man, it's tough when it goes this way. There's not much you can do about it.
Okay, Bob.
Sometimes you'll lose 12 out of 13 at home.
Bob, earlier in the year, you gave Chapman, or not Chapman, but Adames a day off when he was really, really struggling. Seemed to do him pretty well. He seemed to get, his feet underneath him, and he started really hitting the ball, and he had a really good month of July. Was it July, I think? What do you think about, have you thought about giving Chapman, who's really been struggling the last 30 plus games, have you thought about maybe giving him a day off just to help him mentally?
Well, I asked him about that. I talked to him, and he says the best medicine is just to keep going, keep rolling the same thing out there. You want to keep trying the same thing and hope for a different result, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep it going. It's got to change eventually.
I mean, Bob, have you ever heard of the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results?
Wait, what was that word you said?
Insanity. This team sucks, Bob. Yeah, this team is out to lunch. They look like they don't even care.
I mean, it's just bad breaks, Sometimes you hit a cold spell, and guys, I've been in this game a very long time, like 50 years, and you just got to play through it. You got to work through it, and you just got to keep plugging away, and eventually things will change.
Are you feeling pressure? I know you were extended for next year. The Giants picked up the option, and do you feel like this is, are you feeling any kind of pressure, like your job might be on the line with the way this team is performing?
No, not at all. I mean, I think that Buster and I have a really good working relationship, and, we're on the same page, and we both want the same things. We both want to win. We both want the Giants to be great. And, so yeah, I mean, they extended me because they understand that this is a marathon. This isn't a sprint, and it's just a matter of time before we get back on track. So I'm not worried about my job. I think it's secure. They just gave me an extra $4 million in my pocket, and they're going to want to get some mileage out of that next season. So I'll be here. and we'll do better for sure.
What makes you think you'll do better next year? Because we heard this last year that you would be doing better this year.
Well, we have Rafael Devers now, and we have Adames now, and this Schmidt kid actually could hit apparently, so we're going to put him farther up in the lineup, and that should get us through. And there's this Eldridge guy we have coming up, and he's going to be the next Barry Bonds. He's going to be putting him in the Cove. So
you're going to put that much pressure on a young 20-year-old already, calling him the next Barry Bonds?
I'm not going to put the pressure on him, and I'm not going to tell him this, but I understand he's got a lot of pop. So yeah, I think there's a lot of the best times are ahead of us for sure.
I see. So where do you think this club? Do you guys feel like you still are playing for a playoff position this year?
Oh, I mean, we're not out of it. I mean, mathematically, we're still in it. And, we've just lost a bunch of games and we're in a terrible tailspin free fall. But just as fast, it could turn around and we could win 11 out of 12 and it'd be in a whole different situation. Plus, mathematically, it's possible that the Mets lose every game the rest of the way. So you never know. I've seen stranger things. The 36 Braves had a hell of a run.
The 36
so
Braves. Okay, yeah. Bob. So we're going to go back to over almost 90 years. And now, tell me, your team doesn't seem to score any runs. Doesn't even, I think at one game recently, you guys didn't even touch second base. Didn't even touch it.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you feel like you said this team could win 11 of 12 and we're right back in it? I mean, what makes you think they could actually win 11? Are you talking like 11 of 112 or? I mean,
no, it's just a matter of, the luck has to turn. These guys are out there and they're giving their max effort, and it's just 1/16 of an inch on the bat. The ball hits it just a little bit different, and all of a sudden that's a hit. Some of these balls that are, some of these guys that are striking out, multiple times, 4 times a game, just a little bit off. You swing a foot lower, and all of a sudden you're knocking those into left field for hits. So it's so
we're talking about a 16th of an inch. So we're not talking
it
football
depends on the player.
By foot we're talking carpentry now. Okay, we're talking construction.
It depends on the player. Like some guys have to hit the ball just a 16th of an inch and they'll have a hit. Other guys need to swing like 2 feet lower, and then they'll get a hit.
Yeah, 2 feet lower. Yeah. So
yeah.
I think those are the guys you probably can count on to figure it out.
Yeah, because Patrick Bailey,
well, you might want to tell Bailey.
He's had a bad slump. He's had a bad season so far.
He's not 2 feet away though. He's about. He doesn't even move the bat off his shoulder.
Well, there was like a 3-week stretch back in 2023 where he hit really well. So we just got to get that Patrick Bailey back. And it's just a confidence thing. He just needs to come up there with a little more confidence and we'll be right back in it.
Okay. Well, that's great, Bob. I'm glad you, I know your name is Bob. Is your father's name Robert? Are you named after your father, Robert Rothberg? Yeah, I know your Melvin's just your stage name, but you're really Bob. You're Bob Rothberg. Yeah,
Dad, I didn't know that you were still here.
You're Bob Rothberg Jr.
He doesn't normally show up when the Giants are this bad, but it's
Dad's
good to see him in the chat there.
Your dad is in here, and it's good to see you. Your dad is here supporting you. He believes in you. And
well, he remembers that 36 Braves team. We watched that together when I was a kid.
Okay. Okay. All right. With all the talent the Giants have, they should be more productive. You want to address your talent, Bob?
I mean, we've got a lot of great players on this team.
Wait. Did you say great?
Oh, absolutely. Now they're not playing great, but they are great.
Okay,
There's a difference
give me some of the great
between
players.
how you're playing and how good you are.
Give me some of those great players that you're referring to.
Well, Willie Adames last year, he was great. He had a career year. He was in a contract year. He needed to perform in order to get us to pay him millions of dollars, and he did. He led the league in 3-run homers, and he was a great player, and he's a great player still. He just hasn't been great.
I love that line. Wait a minute, I might have to put that on a T-shirt. Willie Adames. He's a great player. He just hasn't been great.
Yeah,
I like that. Yet. Okay. I like that. In fact, we need somebody out there to design a T-shirt for us. Willie Adames. We can put Matt Chapman on that too. Are you going to refer to Matt as great too?
Oh, he's a great player. I mean, borderline. I mean, he could be a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you and Susan have a vote.
There's very few guys that have a glove that good, and half of this game is defense. So even if he hits a $120, he's still bringing this team a huge. He's a huge advantage for this team with his play at third base.
Have you actually considered using your DH for Chapman or Bailey? And just let your pitchers hit?
Well, I thought about having the pitcher hit yesterday because, Webb pitched really well, but I knew he wasn't going to get any offense. Even Ray today, maybe we should be batting the pitchers in there so they at least have a chance to win. They could help themselves out because, the guys are cold right now. They're not really coming through. But maybe the pitchers could hit better than them. So we might try that next time through the rotation. Just let the pitchers hit. Maybe they can run into one, knock in a couple of runs, and then they have a chance for a win.
Yeah. And, the last player in the National League to hit a home run pitcher-wise, do you know who that was, right?
Who was it? Mad Bum?
No, it was Logan Webb in the 21 season, the final game of the season against the Dodgers. That was the last pitcher to hit a home run. Then the DH came in 22.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So you should consider letting Logan bat and just DH. It might make a statement, Bob, that, you might even make the front page news that, Matt Chapman was DH by your pitching spot. And just don't let it, we hear so much about how wonderful his defense is and how he's struggling offensively. Just let the guy play defense. That's where half of his, not half, but 3/4 of his WAR comes from his defense.
Yeah. I should have thought about that tonight because, in the 6th inning with the bases loaded and Patrick Bailey came up, I think now if I had pinch hit Webb, they might have had a better chance of getting a hit.
Yes, I think you would have had better. Well, you definitely wouldn't have taken a called strike 3 because Webb would have went up there hacking.
That's true.
Well,
I mean, he's been having a tough time of it, not seeing the ball, taking a lot of called strike 3s. And, it's just a tough thing, sometimes you have to take a pitch, and that was just the wrong time to take it.
A final question for you, Bob, because you're, a great sport. You got a demeanor is just very even.
Yeah.
Keeled. It's just, right across.
Hold on one second. I have to check my fantasy team. I'm in last place, but I'm trying to get out of the cellar here. So, all right, I'm good. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, it looks like your regular team is actually headed toward last place. So maybe that'll match your fantasy team. But Bob, does there anything that gets you angry? Anything make you angry in this life?
Well, Luis Matos backed into my car and dented it the other day, and so that kind of pissed me off a little bit. But other than that, it's just a luck of the draw thing. We'll get through this rough patch. We'll be fine. The Giants are going to be better than ever, and we've got a lot of good baseball in front of us.
Well, great. Is that why Luis is down at the minors, because he backed into your car?
Yeah, I mean, his career is over, but that's okay. We've got this young kid up here, Drew. What's his name?
You don't remember your own players' names, Bob?
He's got a good future ahead of him. Matos, we don't need that guy anymore. He's had his shot.
What about Grant McKay? What's going on with McKay there? Is he haven't seen him in the lineup for almost a week, and he is a guy that
we're going to send him down. I mean, it's we only like to give guys like a really limited sample size, and then they're out of here.
Okay. Yeah, that does fit the pattern. I imagine that you, since you sent down Wisenhunt today and brought up Fitzgerald, it sounds like maybe the next guy to go down, you mentioned, would be McKay, but maybe you're going to bring up another starting pitcher. Who's your starters? Who's going to start? Are you bringing up Roop? Is he back, ready to come?
Roop's back, yeah.
Okay, so
he's
McKay
not stretched out though, so he's only going to be able to go 3 innings. But he's our guy. Wisenhunt, we'll see him in 27. He's done. And Roop's coming back, and we'll pin all of our hopes on him.
Okay, good. Pin your hopes on Roop and
Fitzgerald. And Kaiwei Tang, he's still going to get another start. So, and he pitched real well last time.
Right? He's starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Select.
Wow.
He'll give us 4 strong, and then we've got some guys that we can bring in.
And we'll
awesome.
Be fine. Yeah, I haven't seen Tristan Beck for a while. He's probably due. Well, Bob, great of you to take the time to share with you what you feel is going on. And, we do have a question. Your dad says the question is, son, can the Giants make one last run?
Oh, of course they can. I mean, there's been multiple times this season that we've been able to go on a winning streak and win 10 games, 10 out of 12, something like that. So we've got that. We've got that again.
So that question, can you make one last run? And Corey says the question, Robert, really should be, can the Giants score more than one run?
Well, sometimes that's tough to score more than one run, but we just need the pitching to come in and just limit them to 0 runs. If the other team scores no runs, then it doesn't matter what the offense does. If we get 1, we're fine. So I think the pitching needs to step up. The hitting will come around, but
pitching needs to step up. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I think they probably just need to put these guys down, not let them score, and So you're facing tomorrow, Bob. You're going to be out there with Kaiwei Tang, and he's going to be going up against who's he going up against tomorrow with the Padres? It looks like the Padres.
Lefty,
race.
Oops, I got the wrong day here. I'm looking at next week's games.
It's not a lefty, is it?
No, you're okay.
San Diego, it's ace tomorrow.
Okay, it's Nick Pivetta. So you got Nick Pivetta going, and you got Kaiwei Tang, and Padres are going to be hungry. They're in first place. Sounds like
they are. So did you like Casey Schmidt in the 2-hole today?
We did, Bob. That was a good move. What made you do that?
Well, we wanted to switch things up because it wasn't working, so you got to switch it up. But tomorrow he's going to be in the 7-hole because we're going against a righty.
Okay, so you don't want to leave him in the 2-hole after he goes 4 for 5 tonight, and
tomorrow we're going to move Chapman up to clean up. again.
Did you get this idea from Norcal Sports Network? One of our listeners, Philip, said that you should put Casey Schmidt in the 2-hole. Did you catch that? Was that where the idea came from for you?
No, I throw darts at a dartboard, and then whatever I hit, I write down that name. So, and I just happened to hit Casey Schmidt on the second one.
Okay.
But tomorrow he's going down to 7-hole, and we're going to move Chapman back up to cleanup.
Oh,
it's a righty, so,
Yeah. Well, I would just give you a little suggestion. I would sit Chapman tomorrow, maybe Adames too. Let them think about
Chapman is one of our best hitters. We can't go a game without him. He has to be in there.
It looks like you've gone several games without him, even though he's been in the lineup.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time before he comes around, though. So you just wait. We will prove you wrong, Dan. You're always down on Chapman, but he gets hot occasionally, and he's going to get hot again someday.
Yeah, someday he will, Bob, and we know that. Yep. But right now, he's hitting .229, and he continues to strike out. And
yep, he's a career .240 hitter, and he eventually will get back up to that .240 mark. Where the real hitters are.
Well, what about do you think part of Chapman's problem might be that pedo mustache he's got on?
Oh, I think it helps. Because the pitchers, when they see that mustache, it instills fear in them, and so they're a little bit afraid to come after him with that mustache. It helps a lot.
Yeah. It looks really strange. Like I wouldn't want to bring my kids around him. That's
he's a good guy. He's a family man. I wouldn't worry about your kids. I might worry about going 0 for 4, but he's going to turn that around.
Yeah, I would have him get that stash off immediately, Bob. It's not even an appropriate mustache.
I think maybe the rest of the team should try to grow the same mustache.
If you can't grow a real mustache, you probably shouldn't even have one.
Yeah. Well, it's Movember, mustache November, because that's when we're going to be golfing. So it's going to be good.
Well, that's great. Well, again, thank you for your time. We really do appreciate it, and you've been a good sport. And we'll maybe have you back on some other time.
Sure. Yeah. Worry not. We're going to turn this around. The Giants are not finished this season. I guarantee you. We're going to find a way to do it.
Okay. So is 90 games still a possibility? 90 wins?
Mathematically, yes.
Okay. So you only have to go 31 and
4.
I think it's 31 and 11.
Oh, okay. Much better. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah. 31 and 11. Yeah. So, we'll be rooting for you, Bob. We'll be rooting for you.
Appreciate that. It's a lot of it has to do with the fans. They're out there. They're cheering for us. It's only a matter of time, only another 20 games or so before we get this turned around. So we'll be back out there, and we will be great again.
Great again. Okay. Make the Giants great again. Maybe that should be the team's new slogan. Maybe you should put that in with the marketing team for next year, because they have run back nothing like it for 3 straight seasons. Yeah. And there really is nothing like this mediocrity that you guys put out.
The people that came up with the City Connects, they're working on the next slogan. So don't worry. We've got it covered.
I feel great now. I feel great. Yeah. That is awesome.
Oh, they're great. They're so good.
Okay. So, all right. Well, I'm glad your dad is out there supporting you. He says there's still hope. He's trying to tell me. I'm sure he tells you.
Absolutely, son. Dad. You're so right. There's always hope.
Wonderful. All
Even
right.
when you're 10 back with 9 to play, there's a glimmer of hope.
All right. There we go. Bob Melvin. everybody. Thank you for the, hey, look, we're having a little fun at the expense of Bob Melvin. Nothing personal. I like Bob Melvin. Okay. I've said it before. I like him as a person. I think he's a good man, but he's not the right fit for this team. This team needs a younger, tougher, stronger, more energetic manager. They can't just be like, this team looks lifeless. Like, how in the world do you go from Kapler, who was so like just this deep voice, but was passive, didn't have player one-on-ones, always or group team meetings, always wanted to do it one-on-one. And then you go to this, you need somebody that's just a little bit more hard-nosed. I don't know. But I think before you even get a right manager, you need Dan,
what manager is going to want to manage this team?
Well, that's what I mean. You need to get the right people. You need to get the right ball club. I think this club took off early. You know why I think they had such a good April and carried it into mid-June when they were 41-29 is I think there was a lot of Buster hype, juice. I don't want to say hype. That might be the right word, but just good feelings, the positiveness, the vibe of Buster taking over and the communication and that there were no changes to the roster. I don't even think in the first month of the season, except maybe one that was an injury or whatever. There was just stability. And it was like, wow, the guys were like, hey, we can count on this. All right. And they played over their heads because they were mentally feeling good about where they were at. But then you've heard the saying, cream always rises to the top. Well, I don't want to say the word, but crap floats to the bottom, sinks to the bottom. This team is crappy for the most part.
Yeah. But they were buying into it. They were playing well. They were all buying into it. But eventually in a season, you hit a skid and you hit a slump. And then what happens when you hit a slump? You revert back to what you do naturally. And a lot of guys gave up on what they were trying to do in the spring, and they reverted back to what they think
muscle
they should
memory.
do.
That's what I said would happen. Muscle memory.
So Dan, you're telling me at one time we were actually 41-29?
Yeah,
so
now
we're 18-32 since then.
18-32, yeah. And I don't know how well orange and black go with yellow, but let's give it a shot. That doesn't look
pretty good.
Oh man, I'm bright. Well,
I was gonna wave the white flag and wear the white hat, but it just washes out, and it's like I have no head at all. So.
We're gonna get the pretty soon. Right now, we're gonna get another board. Maybe Mark Graves can make us another board. The tragic number again. We got the tragic number coming. I may be wrong in my prediction where I said they will not be eliminated till the last week of the season. They may be eliminated mathematically with 12 games to go.
Dan, do you think I'm going to win my wager?
I don't know, Lou. I would talk to Melvin.
Should I take the buyout?
I wouldn't risk it, man. I would take the buyout. 90 still seems like a possibility. I would.
According to Bob, yeah.
Hey, NorCal fan says Buster was a bust. No experience in the front office. Too close to the players. There's something that could be said for that. We'll give him time. We'll see. But
so I got a question about this with Buster. We know about all the negatives. Tell me one good thing he's done. And I don't really want to say the trade because right now, with all the money and the Giants have a losing record with them, we'll call that even. But beside the trade, what has Buster done?
Good point. Let me get to that before I do. Dynamo Drums, $2 says, Dallas, that was so well done. Thank you, dude. that was our buddy Bob over there. Very well done, very well played. I thought we were going to get Dallas to blow up, but he played Bob Mel well. So what the question is again? What has Buster done well? Well, didn't they get some
Devers trade?
Did they get some new hot dogs on the club level? No. What has Buster? Hey, by the way, guys, if this isn't an indictment on this team, I don't know what it is, but look at this. The Giants are 10 games over 500 in their last 104. That means
below 500.
Yeah, below 500. 10 games under in their last 104. You know what that means? That means they're 47 and 57. Isn't that an astute statement by me, huh? 47 and 57. Now, if you're 47 and 57 and you're now, again, I blame Buster has put himself in a situation where he is the one that talked playoffs. He felt like this team was a playoff team. So he built the expectations. Had they just come into this year and said, we're going to be as competitive as we can be, but we still, told the team internally that they believe in them, that they can be a playoff team, but externally took the pressure off this team. You got everybody thinking this was going to be a playoff team. Now, you ask, what has he done good? What has Buster done good? Tim Schmidt says he extended Melvin. I don't know if that's a troll comment or just
since he extended Melvin, they're 14 and 20.
Wow. Hey, Quinn, thanks for the $10. Says excluding Devers, there's not another Giant who has more RBIs than Alonso, Lindor, Soto, or Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo would be Earl's second best hitter behind Devers. That's an indictment against his team. I'm telling you, that's unreal. That is unreal. I mean, this is absolute. And most of Devers' RBIs were with Boston. So you're asking me what has Buster done good?
Tell me since he's been the player of operations, because I think the trade right now is, with a losing record. Yeah, but a losing record with him, I'm going to call that a wash. So that's even. And I'm glad we have him for the future, and hopefully it's positive. But beside that, just give me one thing that he's done as president of operations positive.
Dallas, you got anything?
He had the balls to sell. He traded Doval. He traded Rogers. He got some pieces at the trade deadline. Farhan would not have done that.
Did it improve the team? Or did it make it worse?
We've got two guys on the staff right now. This season, did it make it worse? Probably. But you got another six guys in the minor leagues that could someday show fruit, or they could be trade pieces later on. So, at least he didn't hold serve and then we get nothing. So I'll give him credit for that. And then everyone's down on Adames, but they needed a shortstop, and he went out and got the best one available. And everyone was very high on the trade at the time. We got
Adames before he even started, so we were competing against ourselves.
That's true, but he didn't let the bidding go up. So I don't know.
We gave him the biggest contract ever. That's I don't know how much more the bidding could have gotten.
True, but that's also an indictment on the Giants. They don't ever pull out the checkbook for anybody. If Buster Posey, great player, good catcher, whatever, not a huge bat. He was great, but he wasn't elite offensively. So I don't know. I think the jury's still out on that one. I think I'm with Dan though all along. The Chapman one, because he was their only player at the time, they thought they had to sign him. And when you sign him and Adames, they're the same they're the same hitter. They're streaky, they're hit 240, and they're on the same side of the infield. And it's just it creates a situation where you're just handcuffed by that. So that's their problem. They got too many of the same guy.
If I'm Buster Posey, I wish he would listen too. Because the future of this Giants team is in the minor leagues, in the low minors. It's not with this ball club right now.
It's still probably 3 to 5 years away.
Exactly. It's the kids that are coming up from A ball are going to be a group that becomes a talented group that can actually help this team. But it's 3 to 5 years. I would just be gutting this team right now, and I would build it. I would sell Chapman and just say, you know what? The one thing we have in this organization is money. I would sell Chapman. I would try to move off of Adames as well. And I would try to get better hitters that are younger, that are more athletic, and, go through a year or two, maybe 2 years of tough times. But if you were wise enough and you spend the money, you could get some of these higher priced teams that would take on an Adames. And if you pay for part of the contract, you'll get some good prospects back. And Chapman, teams like the Yankees, teams like the Dodgers, teams like, maybe the Mets, maybe the Phillies, Boston. I don't know. You got to do something to get creative. If you bring this team back, what makes you think it's going to be different next year? We thought everybody said it's going to be different this year. What's going to be different when you have the same type of players in the lineup that strike out and just, they can't even change their hitting approach with 2 strikes. They just can't. The only guy that I see change his approach is Dom Smith. And the other player that I actually see starting to change his approach and become more of a hitter is Casey Schmidt. He's not trying to just kill it anymore. He's just going up there and making contact. Bang, right down the left field line. Bang, right over the shortstop's head.
Almost a homer today, straight center.
Yeah. When he gets it right in his wheelhouse. But my gosh, why is everybody swinging for the fences? And then you got guys like Bailey who don't swing at all. And I'm telling you, Chapman you are going to regret this contract if you think it's rough right now with his hitting, just wait until the 27 season, especially if there's a cancellation of the 27 season and you go to the 28 season. A guy that's going to be that old that misses a season, forget it. I'd get rid of him now. I'd get rid of him and Adames, because if you don't have a season in 27, the older guys are going to really hurt because they're going to lose a year of their swing and timing. The young guys, it hurts the youngest guys that are coming up that are still prospects if there's no baseball, but it hurts the veterans as well, the older veterans. It doesn't hurt the guys that are playing that are 25, 26, 28 years old. Those guys
I don't think they can move both of those guys, but we would be lucky if they could move one.
Hey, Dan, sorry, Dallas. Something I just thought of. So maybe it's the personnel we get. So I wanted to bring up 3 stats. And JC brought up a good point. But Toronto got rid of Chapman. The next year, they had a better record. Boston traded Devers. They now have a better record than they did last year, and they're playing better without him. Adames left Milwaukee. They have the best record in baseball, and they're better this year than they are last year. Our three main guys, as soon as they left those teams, maybe we just have guys that are sort of poisonous to their teams, and now they're all together and combined, they're like liquid fire. I mean, it's sort of amazing. The three guys we've gotten, as soon as they left their teams, those teams have gotten better.
That's a great point.
And you brought up Devers saying, hey, there's just something missing. I don't know about Devers. Maybe he was a problem, but all three players that we have. And it's sort of funny. It's just one of those things where the Giants have been known, and we're so desperate to get people that are literally, average or above players. We sort of do whatever it takes, and we don't look at that, and it's just one of those things where, I'm just stating the facts, and we talk about looking at the back of the baseball cards. A lot of the guys that we have are exactly that. I mean, Devers is going to probably wind up with the same thing. He'll probably have 28 home runs. He'll probably have, 80-something RBIs for the season. Chapman's going to do his usual, 22 RBIs. 22 homers, maybe 59 RBIs. He's, not going to get 75 because they're going to say he was out, for 3 weeks. And Adames, if you take last year out, and you just take last year out, and you look at his stats, he's going to do the same thing. And I think sometimes what it is, we need this guy no matter what. We got to get respectable. It's sort of like how the Giants today, the lawyer of the Giants for the last 30 years isn't the lawyer of the Giants anymore. He's now has left that, and they need a lawyer to run the real estate. Sort of how we talk about the Giants and their owners, all they care about is the real estate. There's a perfect sign. And it's just one of those things. We now have three guys that we're stuck with for many years, and the other teams, it's sort of funny. You didn't really you heard the fans of Boston, but not the Boston personnel when the Devers trade happened, right? When Chapman left Toronto, you didn't hear, oh my God, we lost Chapman, his defense. And then Adames, Milwaukee said, fine, we don't want to pay him. And they got a better record. So, I just wanted to bring up that stat. It's just, one of those things where, knowing our luck, Lee will go somewhere in 2 years. And Dan, 4 years from now, is saying, I told you he'd win a batting title. And he's with someone like the Cubs or in Philly, a hitter's ballpark. So I wanted to bring that up.
It just sucks for the Giants because they're in a situation where if they don't spend money, they get roasted. They have all this money. They don't go sign anybody. And then the fans are irate. And then they go out and sign some guys and they don't produce. And we're at the same situation. We want to get rid of them. It's like, how do you go out and get guys that can produce? It's like, it's tough. You have to get guys that will come here, but you have to get guys that will produce. And it's a tough puzzle. I don't envy them in that situation because you need good players, guys that have been good in the past. You'd think that they should be good now. Devers is a great hitter. Adames has been a great hitter, one of the top shortstops in the league. But they come here and they haven't stepped up to the plate and delivered. So,
did the Giants sell their soul for the 3 World Series titles?
Maybe that's what it is.
I'll give you guys 3 World Series titles. You're going to have 25 years of nightmarish. Of course, I'd take it because we got the 3 titles, but still.
I'd take it to still. So,
and I think the other thing is I don't give a shit Melvin's from the area. I hate that ad. He's from the Bay Area. He played for the Bay Area. The guy's not a winner. Melvin, like I said last night with stats, I know he might be a friend of Dan's, but the guy wasn't a great catcher. He only played for the Giants a few times. He had a great team in San Diego, couldn't do anything. He's had our team, has done nothing, and he was good 10 years ago. The game has passed him by, and that's the one thing I'm a little bit worried about Buster is Buster was a great player, but it wasn't like he just retired 2 years ago. the game has changed. When his last year was what, 2019, 2018 or whatever. The game has changed, and we need.
What are you saying about Buster?
When was his last year here?
21.
21 was last year. Okay, so 4 years. We got to get somebody. And again, I don't know what it is because there's some kind of cancer. I don't know if it's Larry Bear. I don't know if it's maybe some of our scouts. But, what we've been doing recently has just been a disaster. And I think it's more Larry Bear. He's the one that wanted Farhan. He's the one that got, ever since he got caught having the affair on that opening day, the Giants have been a disaster. And it's just one of those things where, I mean, I'm going to predict it right now. Buster's not going to make 3 years because he doesn't want to ruin his rep and he doesn't want to go down a hill that is so steep, and take the full blame because they have really put him in a real bad spot. Now, I'm not saying a lot of it's not his fault, but, we talked about it last night with Larry and we talked about it on the Hot Corner. I said this in the offseason. I think they said, Buster, we got to get rid of Farhan. We're going to give you this job. We're going to give you an extra 2% of the ownage. Just take it and do your best the first year. But the first year has been a disaster. It's been an absolute disaster. And now, because some of his decisions have been a disaster, his year 2 might even be worse than year 1. And I just don't see him being proud that he's going to say, you know what, I tried, because what are they going to do? Spend more money next year? They're sort of really stuck. I just don't see the end of the tunnel for him. It's going to be tough. I don't want to say it's going to take time, bend, bam, boom. His decision this year have been a disaster. He's like 0-6.
They haven't
Rob
worked
says
out.
The cancer is Greg Johnson.
I'm not giving up on
year.
Devers. I think that was a great trade still.
Since 21, since he took over day-to-day ops in 2018. Pretty much, yeah. Larry Bear, when he got ousted, as Lou was saying, they've been a disaster. It's like Larry Bear lost power, and he was stripped of his duties as whatever the title was he had, and Greg Johnson took over as the final say when it comes to baseball operations. And
right, but his thing was he came out and said that they're just trying to break even, which everyone took offense to. But every team in baseball is not just trying to break even; they're trying to make a profit. Every single one. They need to make money. That's number one. Every single one. In the business world, it's always about making money first. And then if you can put a good team on the field, great. But there's decisions that are made to make a team that's competitive within the framework of making a profit. And that's where the Giants need to improve and get better. They need to be able to develop players better, improve their farm system, scouting. They need to, like, their good teams are good at that part of the game, and they're able to develop talent so that they can have a good competitive team without having to pay the big bucks. You can if you're the Dodgers, you can throw money at the problem, but if you're the Giants, you can throw money at the problem, but you don't want to throw money at the problem. So you have to. They throw a little money at the problem in order to make it seem like they're trying to keep up with the Joneses or whatever. But what it comes down to is fixing the institutional issues with the team so that they can continue to produce good players through the farm system, and that's going to keep them competitive long term. So that's what needs to be addressed. Spending more money, they could spend more money, but then you might end up with players that don't produce. Dan's saying spend less money, get rid of Chapman, get rid of Adames, get rid of these big contracts, and concentrate on the youth. So they could go that route. If you want to
do it right, here's the problem I have with the Giants. Let me just point this out real quick here. I've got this comment right here. Beto says, that's the Giants. The thing the Giants need to do is pick a lane, rebuild or compete now. Another topic Dan and Lou have been preaching. Look, this is one of the stupidest organizations in sports. I just said it. They're stupid. They are stupid. They don't know how to run a baseball franchise. They kicked out one of the greatest managers of all time. They kicked out a great executive in Brian Sabian. Why? Because some lame ass guy in the front office felt like they were too tough. They were too strong personalities.
The real reason
Hug me.
is that they thought they could bring in these eggheads, these analytics guys, and they're going to be smart enough to get a team on the field that is good without having to pay money.
Well, that's why I say they're a stupid bunch of clowns running the San Francisco Giants. There, I said it. I guess there goes my future press credentials if I had a chance at all. The Giants have a stupid front office, and I'm not talking so much about Buster, I'm talking about the people above him that control the purse strings, and they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to put regular baseball people in charge. They have clowns running the network. They had Farhan Zaidi, an absolute imbecile, stupid baseball geek, trying to make major decisions and negotiate trades with people who were light years ahead of him emotionally, mentally, sharp on the game, and Farhan and his stupid ass analytics that he couldn't even figure out. And they took away real baseball people you had in place. You had a guy win you 14 of like 18 years winning records. 14 of 18. Now, let's count them. 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 4. 22 is 500. I'm still going to count that as a losing record. 22, 23, 24, and likely 25. 9 years. And you had Sabian come in here, take over a losing team, and made it a winning team for 8 straight years, had 4 down years, and then built championships. And why? Because he was a former scout. He was tough. He knew what he was looking for. He had a plan. And was he always right? No, but he had a plan. These guys don't even have a plan in place. All as they do is go right down the middle lane with high-priced, washed-up veterans and not the greatest talent with the young people that they have.
Right.
Instead,
if they had the young people, they wouldn't have to buy the washed-up, overpriced
But don't
talent.
go buy washed-up people. Why are you buying? Why? You know what? Why don't you overpay? If you're going to pay, why don't you go way overpay and go get the talent? Go get the top talent. Instead, you dick around and try and get Bryce Harper like you're right in the ballpark with other people. Well, why don't you just go way overpay for Bryce Harper? Why don't you go way overpay for Aaron Judge? Why don't you way overpay for Shohei? You think you would have learned the lesson after they fell short with Judge on Ohtani? And they said, well, we offered him the same deal. Yeah, wait, I'm Shohei Ohtani. I live in Orange County. I've got the #1 fan base, franchise, Hollywood, a connection to Japan, and I don't have to move. And let's see. Let me think about this for a second. I got the Giants who are offering me the same contract that the Dodgers. I can go play for a crappy team with no talent and play in the wind, or I can choose the Dodgers and stay home. Come on. Give me a break, Farhan. And the Giants buy into that. They probably didn't even offer him the same deal. Why would you insult the man?
All lies.
Probably not. But it would
Why
be
would
a
you
waste of money
insult
anyway.
the man? And why wouldn't you just offer $1 billion And they probably didn't want to do that either because no one wants to come. So build the thing with the farm system and build it through smart trades. Sabian was able to do it. Sabian was able to do it. You can't tell me that it can't be done. You just have to put the time, energy, and you have to get the right baseball people in place. And they got nothing but money to print over there at Third and King with that Mission Rock crap. Just go pay some other top organizations that have figured out how to find young talent and pay them. There's no salary cap on hiring somebody with a brain that knows how to scout talent. But no, what do you do?
Comparatively.
Yeah. So a guy's making $250,000 in the front office. You can't go pay him $600,000 and he's going to jump at that. Absolutely. Go rob him. Go take some of the guys from Tampa Bay that just find this talent.
Right.
Go
and then get 10 of those guys and then find the next Aaron Judge.
Exactly. And take your time. And you know what?
It pays for itself.
It pays for itself. And in 3 to 5 years, it doesn't take forever like you think. You can get, you're building it and just build the thing the right way. Look, if they would have started in 2017, they probably would have won some championships in this decade.
No, but they went the opposite way. They're like, you know what? We can use these analytics to figure out what the scouts already know. You know, we can get rid of all of the scouts. We get rid of all this infrastructure we have in place on developing talent and just let the computer tell us who to get. Well, guess what? It doesn't work that way. There's a lot more that goes into it than just, can they hit a curveball? There's a lot between the ears that you have to determine if a player has the makeup to be a Major League Baseball player. And the computer can't tell you that.
There's a lot of guys that are talented scouts. Look, they need to find Fardhan and the Giants ownership group were perfect for each other. Smug, ignorant, and untalented. They really did not want to let him go, but the noise got too loud. Exactly. If the noise was not loud, they would have never let Farhan go because he was a perfect fit for these idiots that are running the team. Perfect fit. And he just sold them. Hey, look, I'll keep them competitive and we won't have to go over the luxury tax.
Yeah. But the attendance was dropping. He wasn't putting a product on the field that was
and this product looks good too. When's the last time they scored 2 runs?
No, it's not. It's not going to. People will stop going. They started out hot and they were able to build some attendance this year, but it's not going to sustain if they don't correct these issues and put a better product on the field.
Yeah, this is where the Giants are going to be.
We'll talk about the attendance. I admit Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but they now have senior citizens, if you're 61 years or over, 2 tickets for $9. Okay. If you're an armed service person and you're in a service, you get 4 tickets for $25. A lot of these tickets, they're only making money if they buy drinks. They're probably giving stuff away. I mean, you see,
but you have to buy drinks to watch this team. Otherwise,
I agree. But I'm just, everyone talks about the attendance. They said last night they had 32,000. Are you kidding me? There wasn't even 15,000 there. The problem with the Giants now is they've sold so many tickets. If you look at the rest of the schedule, right? When the Cubs come, the place will be crowded. It's going to be 60% Cub fans. When the Dodgers come, the Dodgers are going to take over. It's a weekend. Dodgers will be 75%. And then the only other game that's going to be filled will be the Willie Mack Award on that Friday. The rest of the season, the place is going to be empty. Tonight, again, you heard Let's Go Padres. That's the only way is when these other teams come in and take over the ballpark, something might be done. It's just gotten to the point now where it's bad. It's really bad. And someone needs to pay for it.
Yep, it's awful. You know what but I like the idea of the 2 for $9. I'm a senior. I'm over 61. So I think what I'll do, and I'm also an entrepreneur. So I think what I'll start doing is buying up tickets 2 for $9 and turn around and sell them 2 for $20. And I will be able to make a profit. When people come up to the gate, hey, don't pay $30 a seat. I'll give you 2 for $20 right here. And I'll just I'll do that and just maybe buy 20 sets, spend $180 and turn my profit, make a couple $100.
Dan, to get Dallas on the show, I know you're having to go out of your own pocket, so it's a great idea. I remember somebody on our chat, the Giants in September are going to say, if you buy tickets for a future game, we'll give you 4 tickets for $100. And I forgot who it was, but somebody in the chat took the 4 tickets for $100 and he bought a Dodger game, right? He got 4 tickets for the $25 where the tickets are normally $60. He took them and resold them. So there's definitely, you're thinking outside the box, and I like it.
Yeah. The Giants, if they really want to get some people in there, they should try to do some kind of, buy a ticket and get $40 or $25 per person in free concessions. Pay full price for a ticket, and then that's part of the problem. People say, "Oh man, the tickets are this much, and I got to go spend this much." I don't know. The best thing they can do is put an exciting product on the field. They kind of did that the first couple months of the season. There was some.
Maybe they just got lucky. If you remember, their walk-offs were all like so bizarre.
Yeah, they were.
The Little League, except for maybe Chapman that one time when he actually came through. It was back in 1963 when he got the homer, the walk-off homer.
Against Atlanta, right? The 2-run homer with 2 out in the 9th.
1963. But you got to remember, the rest was Little League, home run. There was a balk. There was an error, a walk, and a balk. I mean, it was like 6 ways that were almost like, are you kidding me? They got lucky. And I think, I got to give props to Glenn because he always had the Shamrock up saying this team is not that good. They're getting so lucky. So
let me tell you what I predict is going to happen with this team. They're going to be the same team next year, minus a player here or there, and they will be a 500 team again. And then if there is a strike or a lockout or whatever you want to call it in the 27 season, you may not have baseball for half the year. You may get the whole season canceled. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. But at some point in the 27 or after the 27 season, when they settle on a new contract, the Giants are going to end up having to trade Chapman and or Adames, and they're going to have to pay a chunk of that salary to just get them to move off, and they're going to have to just say, you know what? Because these guys are going to get worse, I believe. Adames has the potential to bounce back because he's still young. Now, he is from the Dominican. Let's hope he is really, truly 29 years old, and he's not 33 years old. His swing looks like it's 33. The way he swings the bat. I mean, it's slow. The bat speed is slow. He chases pitches. He looks at called strike threes in disbelief, like, what the heck was that? Look, I know we talk about the Dominican and people's ages being altered or falsified or whatever you want to call it. It's happened a lot with Dominican players. Is Adames truly 29? Is Rafi Devers truly 28? Let's hope they are. Let's hope they are.
I mean, Devers was drafted when he was 17, so he wasn't drafted when he was 14. So he's probably pretty close to what his age is.
But you don't know that he was 17.
Maybe he was 15?
No, I'm saying
maybe he was 19.
Yeah.
And he's saying he was 16 or 17?
Saying he was older. These guys, look, there's huge incentives for Dominican players to falsify their age because if they're older, they're not going to get signed. And if they're younger, they have a chance to get signed, and then they get the big fat contract like Soto just got. Look at Soto's face. You think that's a chin and a jawline that looks like a 26-year-old?
You love
dude. Looks like dude looks 30 plus years old compared to the rest of his teammates. I'm
All
not
right.
saying he isn't. I don't know, but these guys get these big giant contract. Albert Pujols, I don't know, man. The guy, he was really, I don't know.
The machine. Dan, I have two things. On times like this, I need two things. Where in the hell is Aaron lost with my cookies? And number two, I know we're talking a lot, but I sort of feel like we need a professional that can help us out. Someone that's been in the game that can say, Lou, relax. It will get better. You know, someone that maybe we've had on the show before. You know, someone that can cheer me up saying, Lou, don't worry. The offseason's here. You believe in the teal, we're back. The Giants will be good. Do you need a Los Angeles Dodger ticket to see him in the playoffs? I need help. Can you help me out, Dan? I know you are the president of NorCal. I need help. Dallas needs help. The chat needs help. Can you help us out? Is there anyone you could do in the next 24 hours you maybe can bring on the show to just make me feel proud?
You know what? That is an amazing that you just brought that up, Lou, because tomorrow night at 8 p.m., after the Giants get swept away by these guys, we will have Ned Colletti join the show tomorrow night at 8 p.m., everyone. The great Ned Colletti, former assistant general manager of the San Francisco Giants and former general manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers, whose first draft choice, by the way, was Clayton Kershaw, and also drafted guys like Corey Seager, Jock Peterson, a few other guys. So Ned knows his ball. He will be right here tomorrow night answering your questions.
What a relief.
Come prepared.
Last time he was on, you know, he asked you and me, what do you think? How do you think the future is going to be? And of course, I spoke like a fan, and I said, I don't see us going anywhere. I think, you know, we're going to be our usual second half team. You actually said, you know, I'm starting to think maybe we have problems. And, you know, I'm just excited that he's coming because I need all the help I can get. I mean, I don't mind coming on the show and talking my sense, you know, and having Dallas, you know, try to help me out and you help me out. But I need a professional, and I'm glad he's coming on.
Yeah, ARP memberships get you a further discount. Yeah. Ned Colletti will join us the show tomorrow. So bring all your super chats because a lot of questions are going to be heading Ned's way, and those obviously take priority. Not that we're trying to force you to. It's just when there's hundreds and hundreds of chats, I can't get to all of them. If you're a member of the show, we try to put those up. Guys like Aaron, who is a member, will be interesting to hear. His take is on the dads in first place, pods in first place with the Doyers. Yeah. The Padres. Yeah. Look, I think the Padres have a legitimate shot at winning this division because of their bullpen. It is so doggone deep. It goes 6 deep. I'm surprised they left the scrub out there, the guy that they brought in there that actually in the 5th inning or whatever his name was, he came in with 2 outs. He's not the greatest, but once they get to Adams, Morhan or Morjon, or however you say it, Estrada, they got Adams, Morhan,
Miller.
Estrada,
Miller.
Adam. They got Miller, and they got Suarez. They got 5, probably 5 all-stars right there.
And Dan, the best part about this, how did they get those guys?
They made savvy trades
the last 2 years to get that.
Yeah, they made savvy trades. Now they did give up a lot from their farm, but you know what? You got to just go out and replenish that farm every year.
Nobody cares about the farm. It's about the major leagues. Now here's the other thing.
Year you're drafting
with
20
new
guys
ownership.
Signing.
How about this? With the new owners and problems in San Diego that we thought they'd be worse. Remember, because I guess the kids are running the thing. How about go to San Diego and pay him whatever he wants to be our general manager?
AJ Preller, yeah. I mean, he knows how to get deals. He knows how to make deals. He knows how to make deals. But you gotta, you know, have the right mix up. You got to have the right makeup. And
I'd rather have a GM that goes for it every year. I mean,
well, the Giants can afford to go for it every year. You know why? Because they have the money. They can. But as Dallas mentioned earlier, they're tight and they don't want to spend the money. Probably, San Francisco was dying for a world championship, right? Just one, and they got 3 in 5. And I think those owners were like, okay, let's turn our attention to Mission Rock, because you know what? We can just have a somewhat of a competitive team out here, and the suckers will come. The casuals will come. The beauty of the ballpark, the whole thing, and the thing with Buster. Look, I'm a huge fan of Buster. Okay, I'm not getting on Buster one moment about who he is as a man. Not one moment. The guy was kind enough to give a message to my mom when she was passing with cancer. He was kind enough to take a photo with her on the playing field. That was all set up prior to. And Buster's a first-class guy. Just like Senior had Hunter Pence come visit his son in the hospital when he was a little boy, and his son was really had to go through a serious operation. And Hunter went there, and you got video of him. He's playing catch with his son, who's like 3 years old. So you never actually forget that, and you never will dish the person. Just like I don't like dishing Bob Melvin, because I know he's, kind of a friend of, my brothers. They were, they knew each other well from Cal. Anyway, so I have nothing against Bob Melvin, but I will criticize their job performance. Okay. And the reason I'll criticize it is because if I just sit here and tell you how wonderful they are because I happen to like them as people, then I'm not being, objective. I'm being very subjective and biased. So I'm going to hold judgment on Buster after this year, but we'll see how he does in the offseason. I think the jury's out. I think that's fair. He took the job knowing that this was not an easy job and it's a challenge, and we'll see how he does with it. And
he wasn't left with an easy situation either.
Right.
There is some shit to dig out of.
Yep. And Corey's right. No one in San Francisco has the balls to hire a Preller or Dombrowski. You know who would hire a Preller or Dombrowski? Joe Lacob. If Joe Lacob owned the San Francisco Giants would be going for it. They would not be dealing with passive people running the operation. That's Fuji, right? $1.99. Think Phil Jackson, elite coach, horrible executive. Yeah. How about Michael Jordan? The number one, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, horrible executive. How about Derek Jeter with Miami? One of the top baseball players of all time, basically just left and says, I'm not doing this anymore after how many years? There's others that have tried this. Kevin McHale, former basketball player, was an executive.
Yeah.
It just usually doesn't work out.
He had a chance to get Stephen Curry and said he got 2 crumbs before Stephen Curry.
I mean, John Lynch with the 49ers. Yeah. Debatable. He's had some success. He's gotten to the Super Bowl twice. Hasn't been able to get through. Why? They refuse to rebuild their offensive line. And when they go against a team that's got great defensive linemen, they get eaten up. They lost those Super Bowls because of Chris Jones.
Same guy.
Same guy. And they didn't have anybody to block him. And that's what happened. The 49ers probably happen again this year. They'll go up against a tough a defensive line like the Eagles or something like that, and they'll get eaten. The games are won. So I don't know why they don't do that. But John Lynch, to me, has probably done a pretty decent job compared to the others I mentioned.
But the one thing is he made a mistake and he admitted it. He traded 3 number 1s for a bum, realized it was a bum. They'd say, hey, we made a mistake. That's what I want to see Buster say. Hey, you know what? This was a bad move. I want someone to just say, hey, we made a mistake. Instead of saying, oh, no, he's fine. Oh, no, he's good. Like tonight. Oh, it's because of the wind that nobody tried to catch it in the first inning, caused 28 pitches. I'm just sick of the excuses.
There's a good one. Jerry West was a great player and executive. That's probably the best example of somebody who excelled.
And what did Lakeup do to get him? Begged him, went, had dinner, said, Jerry, we'll pay you $1 million to be an executive for the Warriors. You only have to work 1 month. I think it was really weird, the contract. We just need you. We need your professionalism. We need you because we know you're the best. And if you remember what happened, he's the one that actually made the decisions when the Warriors had an absolute disaster when they traded their point guard to get a center. That was one of his main things. And, everything he touched was gold. I mean, you got to remember how great he was, but that's where you need it. I mean, I'm a little bit worried because in 2 years, in 2027, if we're stuck with this team, Dan might become a Valkyries fan because of the new mascot, because they're being run better than the Giants.
You brought up the Valkyries.
Cue the music.
Valkyries, way to kill the show. You talk WNBA on this channel. No.
Man,
no.
That was just disgraceful.
No. Not here. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching the show. We really do appreciate that. Make sure you do hit that like button on the way out. We need those likes. If you would just do us a big, huge, giant favor and do that. Oh, we forgot this one, Lou. I think SI Alumni Night is soon at Oracle Park. There we go.
I don't give any more money to that horrible organization. That's why I don't get invited. Plus, I have better seats, so they don't need anything from me. But thank you, Fuji.
There we go. All right. I think we got all the super chats in, everybody. We do appreciate it so much. We'll be back tomorrow night. Ned Coletti.
Big, yeah, it's big.
Big Ned Coletti tomorrow night. Don't forget it. We'll see you then, 8 o'clock.